Over the last year, Layton Jordan has become the face of Georgia, competing in the Miss America pageant.
But she's also been living a hidden life, battling an eating disorder for the last 8 years. She talked to the Fox Medical team's Beth Galvin about going public with her secret.
Layton has spent the last year in a role that thousands of little girls dream about. But when she wasn't making public appearances, she was privately going through treatment. And Layton says she's decided that she's ready to use her spotlight to share her real story.
At the beginning, it was kind of like, is this really real? Am I really Miss Georgia?
It's been a pretty incredible year for 20-year-old Layton Jordan of Suwanee. In almost every small-town Georgia festival and parade, there she is, the girl with the crown. But she's also been the girl with a secret nobody knew about, not even her family.
And I thought, gosh, everyone thinks that you're perfect. Everyone thinks that you have your life together, because from the outside, that's what it looks like.
By the age of 12, Layton, a budding dancer, had begun restricting what she'd eat.
And so those perfectionistic tendencies turned into, how can I get better? And part of getting better in my mind was losing a lot of weight and having the perfect ballet body.
And by 14, she developed full-blown anorexia.
And after reaching a pretty dangerous weight, my mom took me to the pediatrician and I was put on appetite stimulants.
As her weight normalized, Layton began to feel better and dance better, joining the Houston Ballet. But recovery didn't last.
And before I knew it, my eating disorder was back in full swing in the form of bulimia. Constantly hated myself. I was constantly wondering, how did I get here? Why did I allow myself to get here?
After winning the Miss Georgia title, Layton began treatment with Dr. Linda Buchanan, the founder of the Atlanta Center for Eating Disorders. And Dr. Buchanan says Layton, like a lot of people with eating disorders, may be hardwired to be more sensitive, to want to please, which can lead to perfectionism.
Because they very much want to decrease stress around them. They want everything around them to be happy or better.
Layton had grown up with a disabled brother, so she began to realize that she'd pushed herself so hard so that she wouldn't be a burden and would make her parents proud.
So her self-esteem was oriented and developed around trying really hard to do something she couldn't really do, which was make this all okay, which sort of almost irrationally led to her believing that she wasn't good enough.
It was a huge revelation, but recovery was complicated. In the middle of her treatment, Layton competed in the Miss America pageant and had a setback. So she came back home and intensified her treatment. And about a month ago, things started to click.
And I still battle this disorder every second of every day. But now I am beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
And Layton Jordan is beginning to see that even without the crown, she was always good enough. And Dr. Buchanan says Layton is doing very well and has a good chance of making a full recovery with treatment. And about a third of eating disorder survivors fully recover. Another 30% get better but face challenges later in life. And Layton says she wanted to talk about this because eating disorders have the highest death rate of any mental illness, about 10%. And if you want to read more about them and where to get help, we'll have links on myfoxatlanta.com.